Okay, so usually when you look at these things, they describe it in three terms: centralized applications, distributed applications, and decentralized applications. So let's see here. Let's do a quick search here. Okay, so I did a search for distributed versus decentralized. And you usually get graphics like this guy down here. So, okay, so I'll click View Image. And you can see this one, it says centralized. This one is distributed. And this one is decentralized. Okay, so to help this make more sense, I came up with my own graphic here. So what we're used to is like a centralized application. Pick any company name here. We sit at home, go out on the internet, and go to this company's website to look at their information. It's central. It's centralized. All of their data is here. Okay? So that's the normal way of the web. After a while, the web, the internet got too big for this one computer to handle all of the users out on the internet. So it became distributed. They have this one server, but they added more servers that do the same thing to handle all the users on the internet. You know, it's one system, but it acts as one. Kinda. There might be different things going on here, but like this one might be a web server for web pages. This one might be an email server. This one might be a file server. This one might be a database, and so on. Okay? But it's still basically the company's web server. And we sit at home, connect to the company. Like, think of any big company now, places that we go to. Most of them run like this now. They have multiple servers. These don't have to be in one building. They could have some in one part of the world and some computers in another part of the world, but it still acts as one big company. And that's the way it's been for the last 20, 30 years. This new stuff, this decentralized applications, we don't have to go to a company anymore. The application actually runs on your home computer. Like, this would be my computer, this would be your computer, this would be your mother's computer, this would be your father's computer, this would be your buddy's computer, this would be another buddy's computer, this would be your girlfriend's computer, and so on. These are all home computers. That's what they mean by node to node. This home computer is a node, this home computer is a node, this home computer is a node, and these are all regular desktop computers. Of course, they have to be more powerful, you know, but they're still just home computers. So these desktop computers are the nodes. This guy in here, that's the open ledger. that they talk about. That's the actual application, decentralized application. The blockchain. The blockchain is stored here. The blockchain is stored here. The blockchain is stored here. The blockchain is stored here, and so on. Everybody has a copy of the blockchain. From the very first start, from the day they started, everybody has a copy of everything that happened. Okay? They call it transactions. We all have a copy of every transaction that ever happened inside that system. Okay, so let's see if this makes more sense now. Okay, so D-apps are built with blockchain techniques. These are the blockchains. Blockchain, 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 blockchain. Decentralized app. Okay, so this ledger, this would be the ledger, this would be the ledger, this would be the ledger, and so on. So the decentralized app's info is stored in the blockchain on the user's PC and loaded onto all the computers in the decentralized network. So this whole thing here, this would be like the worldwide network. The blockchain data is stored on all these users' computers. It doesn't have to go to the company computer. It's on your home computers. So that's why this line here is important. When you first join, let's say you join Bitcoin, it takes all day to download the blockchain data. This guy here, this square with the round thing at the top, that's the picture for a database. So last I heard, the Bitcoin database is over 100 gigs. So you would have to download that 100 gig file. It's every Bitcoin transaction from the day they started is stored on your computer. So I think they're trying to jimmy rig that somehow, where they can get that file smaller. Some people want them to change it, some people don't. Okay, so we talked about use case. If you were going to write an application in Solidity, what would you do? Let's say you learn how to write a program in Solidity. You go down to the local car dealer and say, hey, I can help your car dealer make more money by writing you a blockchain application doing such and such. Okay, so that's where people are getting kind of hung up because they don't quite know how to use this yet. Some of the big businesses are already using it, so it is being used, and I've seen a few examples, whole chapters in books that show how to use this stuff. I said earlier, there's like 1,000 different cryptocurrencies now. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Dash, those are all cryptocurrencies. And when they create a new cryptocurrency, they have to create a paper. A white paper is just like a Word file, 10 pages or so, that explains what they're doing. Here's a good article the next generation of smart contracts and decentralized application platform. Here's another article, potential uses of blockchain. Here's one, 7 most interesting uses of blockchain. Here's a book by O'Reilly. Chapter 1 is online. So what is a decentralized application? Okay. See, here's that graphic. That should make a lot more sense now. Here's some articles on storing the data on your computer. This guy here, this database file. I just thought these were kind of cool to check out. Here it says where is the data actually stored. Here's a video, the fellow does a video on where the database file is. I've got some screenshots here, 6 and 7. You can see what folder he's in here. His computer, app data, roaming, Ethereum folder, Geth folder. And then inside this chain data folder, there's all these files here. And it's LDB files for local database files. Total size of that folder is 600 megs. So that's not that bad now, because you know our hard drives are like terabytes now. But what's going to happen years down the road, 10 years down the road, you know, these database files can get pretty big. Six and 7. Okay, so this is the chapter from one of the books, Introducing Ethereum. You have chapter 1. It says here, where is the data held? It's all stored on every node of the network. Okay, so that's what I mean here. It's stored here. It's all stored here. It's all stored here, and so on. We all have the same copy of the same file. So what's the LDB file? It just means local database file. See, here's when you set up a cryptocurrency account, and one of the first things they do is you get a wallet on your computer. They call it a wallet. That's how you store your cryptocurrency. And this article says something about when they download it, it gets stuck. So, and then this article says running out of disk space due to blockchain size. That means this database file is getting big. I said earlier it's over 100 gigs now. I saw this one post here. The fellow said his is 110 gigs. Then there's lots of articles on this stuff. There's all types of new terms. Okay.